Hi, all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, thanks.
Oh,
Hi, morning. Yes, sir, audible.
okay. Thank you. Okay, so let me share my screen. So yesterday we completed the Jenkins part, okay. And I shown you the Jenkins. If you try to recall, we done with the Maven integration, okay. We done with the Tomcat integration. We done with the SonarQube integration, okay. We done with the Artifactory integration. So for every scenarios, like for build team, for testing team, okay, for deploying team, how they are using it, okay. So all the scenarios I explained it. So from today, I'm going to start about the Terraform, okay. So before going to start with the Terraform, anybody have any question in the Jenkins, or still you have to practice?
No, sir. As of now, no questions. But we will practice and we'll let you know in case of any issues.
Oh, sure. Okay. So anybody already heard about the Terraform, or for all of you, it will be the first time? Have you heard about Terraform previously? No?
Yes, sir. It's a kind of infrastructure orchestration tool where can be perform the entire infrastructure orchestration in a single click or in a single command.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, okay, so let me continue. I will give you a little bit brief, then we'll come to this practical part, that how to set up the Terraform everything. So by tomorrow, like you all will be able to configure all these things in your laptop. Okay, and then we'll continue from there. So just give me a second. Okay, so Terraform, why it is popular? Okay, so the first thing is Terraform supports all the cloud. Okay, uh, what is the meaning that Terraform supports all the cloud? So if you try to search here, Terraform, okay, so they will forward you to a website like Terraform by HashiCorp. HashiCorp is the company. Okay, basically you develop the Terraform, and if you go deeper dive in the DevOps, okay, you'll see that there are so many tools available from the HashiCorp, okay, which DevOps engineers are using on the day-to-day basis. Terraform is one of them. Other are Vault. Vault is again a extra service they provide the HashiCorp, which is helpful to store the password related to infra everything. Okay, so similarly there are so many tools available. Now when you are coming to this website, they are clearly saying that it will help you to automate infrastructure on any cloud. Why they are so sure that we can support any cloud? Okay, so if you'll try to see that how many clouds they support, let me just show you. Wait, Terraform provider. Simply search it. Go to this browse provider option. So see, they are supporting AWS, Azure, GCP. Not only this, Alibaba Cloud, Oracle Cloud, whatever cloud you can think of, everything is here. Okay, more than 3024 total. Okay, Artifactory also. If you know, like yesterday only we covered the Artifactory part. Okay, so you can integrate Terraform with the Artifactory also, and there are so many things. If you keep coming down, you'll seeing that other names also. Okay, so whatever the cloud you can even think of that exists somewhere, okay, that is already integrated with the Terraform. Okay, that's why they say that Terraform can be used on any cloud provider. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing is the benefit that they can use any cloud provider. So actually Terraform supports a SQL type of the coding language. Okay, what is the benefit of this coding language? So Terraform say that if, take an example, currently you are running the EC2 instances on the AWS cloud. Okay. Now suddenly GCP reduces the price of the instances cost or virtual machine cost. Okay. So in that case, I want that all my infrastructure, rather than running on the AWS, I'm going to move it to the GCP because GCP, my 50% cost will be reduced. Okay. See, if you set it up the instances manually like this, that we are launching the instance, then we are doing everything, then it will be really difficult. Okay. But if you are using the Terraform type of the things, okay, so here just you have to change the cloud provider and just you have to do some change in the configuration. That's all, and you will do the Terraform apply. Your entire infrastructure going to be replicated to the GCP cloud. Okay, like in a few minutes, few hours, you can say it. Okay, so you don't have to spend day and day to move your all infrastructure one by one from one cloud to another cloud. With the help of the Terraform SCL language, you can just write the code, everything, okay, in a single go. That code is going to help you to deploy on the AWS also, GCP also, Azure also, with little bit changes. That's all. So that is the benefit of the Terraform. Once you got the Terraform, help us to go with the multi-cloud type of the thing. Okay, and multi-cloud, you know, it is the future. Okay, if you are seeing that only AWS cloud or only using the GCP cloud will help the company, no, company have to go with the multiple cloud. Why so? Because see, maybe S3 bucket cost is cheaper in AWS, but there can be a scenario where the EC2 instances cost will be cheaper in the Microsoft Azure, right? Similarly, load balancer cost may be cheaper in the AWS, uh, but services like auto scaling or something will be cheaper in GCP or something. Okay, so which services have the better flexibility? Like AWS is providing some better infrastructure, GCP is providing better pricing. Okay, so these all things we have to, as a corporate company, you have to think of. Okay, and once you suggest it, like your company or whoever the solution architect is in your team, they are saying it that okay, for S3 we are going to use the AWS, and for the virtual machine type of the things we can use the Microsoft Azure. Okay, so basically you are using two different cloud for two different services of your in the same company. Okay, so that type of the concept is known as the multi-cloud or hybrid cloud. Now the question comes in the picture is that at what stage this Terraform is going to help us. Okay, so our final goal is to deploy our application, right? So how you can deploy the application? The first thing, developer will write the code. Okay, after code you will build the code with the help of the Maven type of the tool, and your application will be created, right? It can be web app, it can be the normal app. That app you have to deploy it somewhere with the help of the EC2 instances you are deploying, or you are deploying on the Docker, Kubernetes. Again, the Docker and Kubernetes will be also running on top of some EC2 instance only, right? So your final goal is that you have to deploy your application on some EC2 instances. Okay, and in that EC2 instances, to deploy this application, it is not to, when you are deploying this application to the EC2 instances. Okay, so what are the things that contains EC2 instances? It contains the hardware, it contains the operating system. On top of that, it contains your application. Then only your application runs, right? So you have to provision the hardware also, you have to provision the operating system also. Then only your application web server is going to run on that EC2 instance. Okay, so these things, if you know, then this is the structure. Okay, now the question is how we are going to provision this hardware, operating system, everything. Okay, so if you know, you remember our Docker class. Okay, all of you remember the Docker class, or somebody forgot?
Still remember.
Okay, so in the Docker I talked about the 4 different types of the OS provisioning. Anybody remember? 4 different method of operating system provisioning. No? Okay, do you remember the bare metal? The word bare metal? No?
Just the hardware.
Yeah, when we are installing the operating system on top of the hardware, that was the bare metal. Second was the cloud computing. Third was the virtualization. Fourth was the containerization. And containerization was the topic where we focused because Docker comes under the containerization. So when you are asking for the AWS that AWS, can you give me the resources? They are not following any containerization method. They are following the virtualization method actually. Okay. So actually, when you are asking to the AWS that AWS, can you give me the T2.micro EC2 instances that is 1 GB RAM? Okay. So it is not like AWS went to the market and they bought the 1 GB RAM. No, AWS bought the 64 GB RAM or 128 GB RAM, something like that bigger estate. Okay. And in that 128 GB RAM, if some 100 people is coming with 1 GB requirement, so that 128 GB RAM should be divided, right, in 100 different parts. And from that 100 parts, one part will be given to you, which consists of 1 GB RAM. Okay. It is not like they are buying 1 GB RAM 128 sticks. No, they are buying a single stick of 128 GB. Okay. And from there, they are sharing it. This type of the concept is known as the virtualization. Like there is a physical hardware, okay, and from that you are doing the partition virtually. Okay, it is not like we are cutting it physically or something. No, we are giving that partition virtually. So virtually you will think that okay, this 1 GB RAM only belongs to me. Okay, but that 1 GB RAM is actually a part of a bigger 128 GB RAM or 256 GB RAM stack. Okay, so that is the thing. So this type of the concept is known as the virtualization. Like in my laptop only, I shown you, I think I shown you about the Oracle VirtualBox, right? Have I talked about this anytime?
Yes, yes, we have.
Yeah. So Oracle VM VirtualBox, I shown you there that we can have the multiple operating system here, right? And this multiple operating system like Ubuntu, I given 7 GB RAM. So this 7 GB RAM, it is not like I bought a one another RAM stick and I provided that 7 GB. No, I said him that this is the virtual RAM. Okay, I'm giving you. You have to take that resource from my base system. Okay, and from there they will take it this 7 GB RAM. Like that. So once we got this, that this is the concept of virtualization that AWS is taking care of, so we don't have to worry about. Okay. Now the question is from the AWS, I'm going to say that can you give me the 1 GB RAM, T2.micro EC2 instance, attach this key pair, attach this security group, okay, and give this name to my EC2 instance and other things what we do. See, basically we give the name, then we give the image name, okay, then we give the instance type, then we give the key pair, storage, okay, we fill 4 to 5 configuration and security group everything, and our operating system is provisioned. Okay, so this way that where we are filling the details, okay, like this should be my name, this should be my image name, this should be my key pair, this should be my security group, all these things you can automate with the help of the Terraform. Okay, so below this line, okay, this is the middle line that is separating this entire step. Okay, so below this line, whatever the things you are doing, okay, so basically provisioning the infrastructure, that is done by the Terraform. And upside this, once the operating system is installed, okay, then upside this, like installing the web server, like HTTPD web server, then copying the code, and then they pasting that code in that web server, and then starting that service and running it. Okay, this all comes under which tool? Do you remember? Anybody? Like by which tool we install the application and copy the code and run our services, everything by writing the code. We used the tool, right? Just few days back.
Jenkins.
Not Jenkins. Jenkins is helping you to automate the process, right? It is not like they are installing the software or something. Jenkins never installed the HTTPD web server. They never copied
Okay,
that.
sorry, sir. Sorry, confused. Ansible. Sir.
Yeah, Ansible was the tool. That is known as the configuration management tool. Okay. So above this line, whatever you are doing, like after the operating system provisioning, whatever you are doing in this machine, that comes under the configuration management. That means like when we bought the mobile phone, okay, that mobile phone already consists of the hardware, operating system, everything. Now, if I want to automate the process of installing the application, configuring the application, all these things we can do with the Ansible. Okay. And when we are buying the hardware and on top of that, we are setting up the operating system, everything that can be done by the Terraform. Okay. So just that is the difference only. So now I think it is clear what is the infrastructure and what is the configuration management. Now, See, it is not like Ansible cannot provision this operating system, and it is also not like Terraform cannot do the configuration management. Both can do their own work, right? Ansible can also help you to provision this infrastructure, everything. You can ask to the Ansible, can I launch the EC2 instance? Like if I search in the Google that Ansible EC2 instance, you'll see that there are so many playbooks will be available, okay, which will help you to launch the EC2 instance, okay, how to create EC2 instance using Ansible. So Ansible can also help you in this way. Okay, even the Terraform can do the configuration management. With the help of the Terraform, I can say that you can install the HTTPD everything, and they will do it. See, these all are the steps basically we have to do. So I think, yeah, this is the playbook, right? So here, see, they are using the module called EC2. Okay, exact same thing. Like I shown you that module example, right? Ansible module documentation. From that, these are the things we have to give, like key name we have to provide which key pair you want to use. If you remember the AWS CLI, we are giving the key name, we are giving the instance type, we are giving the image reason, okay, and the VPC subnet. Again, even if you not write it, it is going to take the default one. Okay, assign public IP and count. Even if you miss these things, still they are going to do it. Okay, and the most important thing, you have to provide the access key and secret key, IAM user, which have the which should have the permission to launch the EC2 instance. If you remember, when I was creating the IAM user, I was giving the power user permission or EC2 full access. If you give the EC2 full access, then only they will be able to launch the EC2 instance. Okay, so like this way we can create with the Ansible also. Okay. Similarly, with the help of the Terraform, if I want to say that can Terraform do the configuration management, and if you try to search, so Terraform for configuration management, it is like they can do it. Okay, but why we should not do it? So it is something like this. There is a tool that is developed or that is master in doing the infrastructure. Okay, that doesn't mean it is not doing the configuration. It can do, but what is the Ansible capable of? Okay, in the configuration management, that they can check whether the status of the node is active or not. They can gather the information, detailed information of the node, that your node is running on which CPU, what is the RAM utilization of node, everything. These all things cannot be taken by the Terraform, because Terraform does not know about that much details, right? You can say to the Terraform that Terraform, can you install the HTTPD? So Terraform will directly hit that command yum install HTTPD. But if I ask to the Terraform that Terraform, can you install the HTTPD software in different type of the operating system? Like some of my node are using Ubuntu, some of my node are using Red Hat, some of my node is using Alpine. In that case, Terraform is going to fail. Okay, because Terraform does not know about this. You have to tell to the Terraform that Terraform, I want to install the HTTPD using this command yum install HTTPD. Terraform will do it. But the Ansible comes with the intelligence. Okay, that means I am saying that Ansible software name is HTTPD, and you have to make sure state is equal to present. Okay, so now it's totally on the Ansible, that Ansible will find that okay, this is the Ubuntu, so I have to run the command called apt install Apache. Okay, this is the Red Hat, so I have to run the command called yum install HTTPD. Okay, this is the Alpine, I have to install the command with the apk add and then Apache 2 or HTTPD, whatever the package name is there. Okay, so like this way. Similarly, Terraform, like in the Terraform, if we are saying that you have to infrastructure, you have to manage everything. So Terraform can help you to manage entire infrastructure also in a single go. It will help you to destroy also in a single go. But again, Ansible will not give you that much expertise here. Okay, so it's totally dependent on for what purposes you are using. And for theoretical knowledge, again, you can go to this type of the website where they will give you the exact difference. What is the difference between provisioning versus configuration management? Why we should not use Terraform with the configuration management? So there are detailed discussion. You can take it on some any blogs, and you can read it, because this will help you to give the proper understanding during the interview. Because interview, mostly people will ask you why not Terraform for the configuration management, or why Ansible for the configuration management only. Okay, so this type of the blogs can help you, where we can say that the compare between the Terraform versus Ansible for configuration and provisioning. Okay, so this thing I am going to keep with you, that you will be going to read about this. Okay, I just give you the basic idea here. Now after this, now again the question comes is how Terraform is going to communicate with the AWS cloud. Okay. So if I'll ask you that how many ways you know till now to communicate with the AWS? Till now, how many ways I saw to communicate with the AWS? Do you remember? Like to launch
SSH
the
and
EC2.
CLI.
Okay. SSH was not the way, right? SSH the way was to connect with the EC2 instance. One was the dashboard way, right? Where we are doing everything with the graphical user interface, like this one. Okay. Like if I want to launch instance, I will simply come here, I will click here and I will launch the instance. Second was using this command, AWS. Okay, AWS, we click the configure, then we given our access key and secret key here, right? After giving the access key, secret key, we are writing the command something like this, AWS S3LS, something like this. Okay, and what it was doing, currently it is not able to do because that key is not available actually. Okay, but so this was the command it was doing, and it was gathering the facts, everything about that. Okay, so this was the thing. So this was known as the CLI method. So till now we just saw the two methods. One was the web UI, second was the CLI. There is one more method available, that is the API. What is the API? So if you know any programming language like Python, Scala, like that way. So with the help of the Python also you can launch the EC2 instance. Like if you'll search here in the Google, okay, use Python to launch. See, I'm just searching here and I'm showing you just because that when you will try to find the answer, okay, so you can find it easily. So everything is available in the Google. Just you have to see that how you can do it. So there are so many Python scripts available. But if you will try to search here, use Python Boto. Okay, just right here, use Python Boto. Boto is again a module, okay, which will help us to communicate our Python code to AWS. Okay, so if I'll search about this, so see, they are writing some code here. If you try to see this code is known as the API connectivity. Okay, again, what is API? I'm not going to take that, but you can think like API is just like a pipeline type of the thing, which gives you a proper communication between your Python code to the AWS, okay, cloud. So they are saying, see, this Python code is communicating with the AWS with the help of what? This is a pipeline type of the thing, which is giving a communication between Python and AWS cloud with the help of this Boto 3 module. Okay. And you'll see that they are talking about the first thing you have to configure this AWS configure. This is the normal thing we do for the CLI part, right? Where we give our access key and secret key. After that, you have to write something code like this, like Boto 3 module you have to import. If somebody familiar with Python, they can correlate with it. See, but again, if you try to read it, and as you know already that what is AWS everything. So by seeing this code, at least you can understand something like instances. That means they are going to create the EC2 instance. Image ID, that means they are giving the AMI which I am going to use. A minimum count, that means they are saying it that how many EC2 instance they have to launch. Instance type, they are giving the t2.micro. That means they are saying that I am going to use the t2.micro EC2 instance, and key name, that means key pair, whatever I given the name that they are using. And by using this, they will be able to launch the instance like that. Okay, and this type of the script there. So you can check it again, but it is not like you have to be master in everything, but you should have the idea that, okay, with the help of the Python like programming language also, we can do it. Okay, code anytime you can find it on the internet. Okay, but if you should not know, like you are not knowing that even Boto 3 something exists, okay, then it will be difficult for you. Okay, if somebody is asking you that can you communicate Python with the AWS or something, so you should say, yeah, there is a tool available, I heard about it, that is Boto 3, something like this. Okay.
How is this different from CloudFormation because it's doing the same?
And see, CloudFormation is again the alternative of the Terraform. Okay, so CloudFormation is just helping you. See, CloudFormation is a tool called AWS, right? It is belongs to the AWS itself. Okay, so CloudFormation is not going to help you go for some other cloud or anything. Okay, CloudFormation belongs to the AWS. Okay, but Terraform is a tool, okay, which is basically open source, okay, which can be used with any cloud provider. And I given shown you, right? It is more than 3,500. Here I shown you, right? It is more than 3,000 something. Okay, so that is the
Yes,
benefit
yes.
here.
Sorry,
Cloud
sorry. I
formation,
meant Boto
yeah.
3 because CloudFormation you can use to launch instances, and Boto 3 does the same thing, so you can launch instances as well. So yes, that makes sense. It's Amazon. And just one more question. That EKS, that clusters that AWS has, do they get provisioned by something like Terraform as well?
Yeah, definitely. See, I will show you, not show you the entire thing, but I will show you how you can do it. Okay. So see, as in the Ansible, if you remember, I shown you that even if somebody don't know what is the command to add the user or everything, you have a module available there, right? So similarly in the Terraform also, they already created the module. If you search for Terraform, EKS module. Okay, so you don't have to worry about how they are doing everything. Simply you have to come here. Okay, search for this Terraform EKS module like we are searching it for the Ansible. See, this is the module available. And they given you the example also here downstairs. This is the example. Simply copy this entire example from here to down. Okay, and just paste it in a VS Code editor, and I will show you how to run this everything. Okay, not for this EKS example, but I will show you different things. Simply you have to copy paste it, and this is going to configure your entire EKS structure in a single go. Okay, and again you will see that how I will edit it. So simply edit it. Like I want to give my cluster name something different. I will change this part. Okay, like I don't want to launch it in this VPC. Whatever the VPC will be mine. Okay, that name I will give it here. Okay. Similarly, subnet. I don't want to give it in this subnet. I will give it something different subnet. So that I will mention it here. So whatever the things you want to do changes, like instance type, I don't want to use this one. I want to use C5A something. So that I will mention it. So these all are the variable. Just you have to edit the variable and they will do all the configuration in the backend. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. And for everything, there is a module already available, whatever even you can think of. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So I shown you this web UI also now, CLI also, and API also I shown you. Okay, so there are the three different ways by which you can configure or launch the EC2 instances on the AWS. Okay, either it can be web UI, either it can be the CLI, either it can be the API. Similarly, Azure also do the same thing. Even in Azure, you can use the web UI, CLI, API. Okay, so for every cloud, mostly they support these three type of the method: web UI, CLI, API. Okay. Now, after this, let me check what is the part we have to explain. Yeah, infrastructure as a code. So see, it can be used, okay, whatever the code you are going to write for the Terraform, it can be able to help you to deploy the code to the multiple cloud. Why? Because 99% of the code is going to be same. Either you are deploying to the AWS or either you are deploying to the either you are deploying to the Azure or GCP. Okay, just the module name is going to be different. Like if in the AWS, the module name is AWS EC2, in Azure case, it will be the Azure Virtual Machine, something like that. So just change the module, just change the variable, and you are ready to go for that infrastructure. So you don't have to worry about it. And Terraform uses the SCL language. Okay, this language is created by the HashiCorp company. Okay, and that language gives the benefit is that you have to write the code only one time and it can be deployed on any cloud, and it supports all the providers available in the world currently. Okay, even if some new provider are coming in the market in next few years, you'll see that in few days or few months, Terraform will add that cloud provider too in their services. Okay, there are three things we do in the Terraform. Okay, and people say it like we write the code, we plan the Terraform infrastructure, then we apply it. These three things we will be always doing it. Okay, so that's all about this basic about Terraform, why we are using it for the infrastructure as management, what is the difference between the infrastructure and configuration. Okay, during when we are deploying any application, so half of the part involves for the infrastructure, half of the part go for the configuration. So configuration part I can automate with the help of the Ansible. Infrastructure part I can automate with the help of the Terraform. Now to set up the Terraform. Okay, so how many of you are in the Mac, or all of you are in the Windows, using Windows? Anybody here with the Mac also, that they are going to do the practical in the Mac work? Should I assume then everybody is having the Windows only? Because see, I have to show you the installation. If everybody is Windows, I'm not going to show about the Mac OS. So that's why I'm asking. Okay, so let's keep on that. So to install this Terraform, the first thing what you have to do is you have to go to this link. Okay, if you try to open this link, okay, you see they are giving you the way that in the Mac OS you can run this command to install. Okay, or you can directly download this. Either you are using the AMD or ARM mode. Okay. Similarly, for the Windows people, they will simply select here. Okay, and they can download this version. You will download this. A binary file will be downloaded. Okay, something like this. A zip file basically, and that zip file you have to extract it. Okay, once you will extract it and you will go inside this folder. Okay, you will see that this Terraform application is there. Okay, so once you got this application available in your laptop, that means half of the work is done. Once you got this Terraform, now what you have to do is you have to open the CMD. Okay, once you will open the command prompt and you will try to use the Terraform, like if I'm opening this CMD and if I'm writing here Terraform, so in my case, it is not saying that command not found or something. It is giving us the option what Terraform can do. Okay, that means in my case, Terraform is already installed, or I can always check Terraform version to check whether Terraform is installed or not. I'm getting that Terraform 1.3.7 is installed. But in your case, even if you'll install this, okay, like if you'll download this Terraform application, okay, and it is present in this some specific location wherever you downloaded it and extracted it, okay. So still you'll write a Terraform, it is going to say Terraform is not recognized as internal or external command, okay, because still your Windows does not know that where the Terraform file is located, okay. So there is a concept called environment variable. Okay, I think this environment variable we already done in our minikube class in the Kubernetes one. Okay, so you have to simply search for the environment variable like this. Okay, environment variable. Search for this. In this, you have to go to this environment variable written here like this. Okay. Once you went to this environment variable part, okay. So you have to come down, match this. You have to go to this path. Here, path is written, right? Just click on this. Click on edit part. In this path, if you'll come down, okay, you'll see that you have to simply click here new. Okay, you have to simply click here new. And after clicking on new, see here I added the Terraform registry. This is the thing. Right on. Okay. So at this location, I given the exact path. What path I given here? So this is the path actually where my Terraform software I downloaded and extracted. Okay, so if I'll go inside that folder, like I have in the D drive, inside the Terraform folder, inside the Terraform training, and inside this I went inside this one. Okay, this is my zip file which I downloaded and then I extracted this. Inside this is the Terraform. Okay, so at this location Terraform is there. I cannot go any further inside this folders. I simply copied this entire thing by just copying here. Okay, d/Terraform training slash this. Okay, and just I pasted here. Just I pasted here in this name. Okay, so just make sure we have to paste up to this Windows 386 slash. Once you paste this, you have to simply click on OK, like this. OK, okay, like this way. Once everything is done, okay, now when you will try to hit this command again, okay, Terraform -version. So like I am getting the output, even you will get the output. And once you are getting this output in your CMD, that means whatever the environment variable, everything you done, that is correct. If it is not coming, even after updating the environment variable, that means you did not given the exact path. So just check the path that time. Okay. So after this, you will hit this Terraform. It is going to give you the output. So once you've done this installation of the Terraform, okay, the second thing you have to do is you have to install the VS Code editor. Have you familiar with VS Code editor anyway? No. Okay. So say VS Code editor is again a tool. Okay. So if somebody done with the programming or coding in your college days or something, okay. So And there we were using this type of the tool, okay, where we were writing the code, everything. So if you'll try to find in my laptop, currently I already have installed. Okay. So if I'll open this, so it will look like something like this. Visual Studio Code. Because Terraform is about the coding. Okay. You have to write the code, everything. Again, how to write the code, everything, that I will teach you. So don't worry about it. Okay. But this type of the file will be created. Okay. So see, this is the file I retain. This is the file I retain. These all things I am going to show you. How to launch the EC2 instances. This type of the code we are going to show you. Okay, that how to write it. Like in the VPC, we created this type of the file vpc.ts. This all code I am going to teach you. Okay, no issue for that. But like this way, we have to write it. So VS Code or Visual Studio Code help you to write like this. Okay, it will give you a good user interface where you can run the terminal directly from here. Okay, Terraform apply, Terraform this one. Like if I want to run the command here, Terraform iPhone version, so I can simply run it from here. Okay, and that is the benefit. See, I'm getting the exact same output what I was getting there in the CMD. Okay, so like this way we can do it easily. So this software you have to download it. How? So simply go to this link. Okay. For everything I given the link and I will upload this document now itself. So you can just do it. Okay. Simply download this for the Windows. If somebody is using some different. Okay. So you can go for Mac OS also. Okay. Linux also like this way. Download for the Windows. Once you downloaded it, now you have to install some Terraform extension. Like in the Google Chrome, we install the extension. Okay. You have to do. So open the VS Code after installing. Okay. And the first thing what you have to do is you have to go to this options. This is the option here in the extension part. Here you have to download some extension. Simply search here Terraform. Okay, when you search the Terraform, these two are the extension. This one, okay, and this one. Okay, these two you have to install it actually. Okay, so I mentioned here also you have to search for the Terraform. First you have to install this one, ASICOT Terraform one. Okay, this one. Simply click on install, it will be installed. And second, you have to install this one. This Terraform is also install it simply. Okay, so these two install it. And once you will install, okay. So now you are ready to code. Okay, so this work is completed. Now one more thing you have to do. Okay, you have to install the AWS CLI also. I think if all of you attended the AWS lecture, okay, so you already installed the AWS CLI. Anybody here who missed the AWS CLI installation? All of you have the AWS here in the command prompt, right? This way. Anybody who missed that? Okay, so I assume that everybody have. Or even if you don't have, you can directly click on this link and you can download that AWS CLI. This will help you to run the AWS code directly from here. Okay. Now after this, we'll require a IAM user also, because how Terraform is going to communicate with the AWS, right? They will require some username and password. Okay. But they are not using the web UI. If they are not using the web UI, the username and password is not going to support. Okay. So in that case, we have to provide them access key and secret key. So what you are going to do is you will go to your AWS account simply. Okay, you will go to your AWS account. And in this AWS account, what you will be going to do is you'll be writing IAM. Okay, simply go here. And let me just check in your drive is that file is uploaded or not. Meanwhile, that is okay. Yeah, this is the file user creation one. Okay, in this I already talked about that how to create the IAM user. Okay, so you don't have to follow the first one. First one is for the dashboard one. You have to follow this CLI one. Okay, that how we created the user with the name CLI, like I given the username. Okay, then we given the add user to group, or even you cannot add it, you can directly attach the policy here. Okay, and you have to create this access key and secret key, whatever we already discussed here. This access key and secret key will require after generating. Okay, so these things just keep in mind. and let me just upload that Terraform file too. So Terraform lab I uploaded, okay, in the lab section. So yeah, so now I was talking about to create the IAM user. First you have to go to the IAM, okay. In this IAM you have to go to the users, okay, create a new user. Like in my case, see, there is a user was created with the Terraform username. Okay, similarly what you have to do is you have to create a new user, okay, like this way. And you have to give the name, like just I'm giving the name like test Terraform, something like this. I will delete it anyhow. Test Terraform. Simply click on next. Okay, I'm not going to give any management console access or something. Simply click on next. Click on attach policy directly. Search here power user access. Okay. So I don't want that you should give one by one power or something. Okay, for now, because you all are in the learning phase. Okay, so simply attach this power user access. So they will have the access of your account. Okay. Simply click on next. So I attached the power user access to this user and I created the user. Okay. First, the user is created this Terraform. So there is no access key and secret key generated till now, right? So I'll simply click on this test Terraform user. I will go to the security credential part. Here, if you come down, so there is an option called access key. Okay. And they are saying that if you are going to use it for the CLI, okay, or tools for PowerShell, SDK or something, you can generate this access key. So simply click here, create access key, generate it for the CLI. I understand and click on next. Click on create access key. So a access key and secret access key will be generated. Okay. This one you have to copy it. Okay. Once you will copy this access key and secret access key, what you have to do is you have to come to your CMD. Again, this is the old method to generate. Okay. But if you try to refer this, it will be also exactly same, only like attach existing policy. At last, you are getting this access key and secret key. Okay. Or the new method is already uploaded in that document. Okay. You can just refer that. Now, when you are doing the AWS configure, right? And here, if you'll try to give the access key, secret key, default reason name, default output format, so it is going to save it as a default user. Okay. Like if you'll see in my account, if I write here AWS configure, okay. So they are just going to ask for the access key and secret key directly, right? And this is going to be saved in the configure hyphen list hyphen profiles. Whatever. Just give me a second. Okay. Hyphen is not there. AWS configure list profile. So in my case, there are two profiles there. One is for default, one is for Terraform. Okay. So I am just going to create a profile, Terraform here. In that, I am going to store our Terraform credential, everything. Okay. So just that's why just remember that we are going to create a user. How you can create that profile? So you don't have to use this method configure one because this is going to save in the default one. So simply hit the command AWS configure hyphen profile. And in this name, you can give any name. Okay. So I'm going to give the name as Terraform. Okay, I will suggest you also give the name Terraform. Then only our code and your code is going to match. Okay, so simply hit this command AWS configure hyphen profile Terraform. Then they will ask you for access key ID and secret access key. Okay, so simply paste your access key here, then paste your secret access key, and whatever the default region name you are going to use, just paste it here. Okay. If it is possible, so go with the Mumbai region for this practical. Okay, because whatever the code I'm going to provide you, it is going to be run for the AP South one. Okay. Or you can go with other also, but you have to do the changes. Wherever I am writing the AP South one, you have to do something US-H2 something like that in changes in the code. Once you've done this, and then you will hit this command AWS configure list profile. And if you are getting this default and Terraform, okay, that means your profile is created. Okay. Now from here we are going to learn tomorrow or basically the next class. Okay. Uh, so up to here just you have to do all this setup ready. Okay. So in this up to here, anybody have any confusion, any question? Up to here all of you will be able to do it. So see what you've done the Terraform installation, update the environment variable. Okay. Then you've done the VS Code editor, install the 2 extension there. Okay, then create the IAM user, access key and secret key, then log into this AWS CLI. This is the thing you have to do. Okay. Yes or no? Up to here. Okay, so just do it up to here and we'll see in the next class after. Okay, thanks a lot.